right, so we've got our recording going on, and today is November 1st. Wow, November 1st. Yes. So let's lie down, on your back and bend those knees and drop the knees in towards each other and have the feet nice and wide. And we start this way, we really do. We start this way every time. Uh, Oh my God. Okay, that is hilarious. Maggie is doing the exact same pose. I just have to tell everyone. Yeah, that was hilarious. Um, so we start this way on our backs, and as you're doing this, start from the crown of the head, just the awareness, and travel down the back of your skull to your neck, and just see if you want to tuck your chin a little bit, or find that natural curve in your neck. And then relax the shoulders. Even though you're lying down, you can soften the shoulders down away from the ears and start to feel your back body, your shoulder blades on the ground, your rib cage on the ground. Notice the little curve in the lower back and how there may be some space away from the ground in the lower back, unless you're kind of actively pressing that lower back down into the ground. And then we travel down to the hips and the sit bones and the tailbone, just feeling that contact of your back body with the floor. And then travel with your awareness up your legs, your thighs, front of the thighs with the quadriceps, back of the thighs with your hamstrings. Just noticing the energy and how it feels in this position. Then checking in with your knees that are bent, any awareness of sensation in the knees. And traveling down your calves, front of the shin bone and the back side of the meaty side of your calf muscles. Just aware of your legs. And then we come to the ankles and the feet, the tops of your feet and the bottoms of your feet contacting the sticky mat. Notice if you're barefoot, you can feel the contact of that stickiness under the soles of your feet. If you have socks on, just noticing that too. And just take a moment of gratitude, this body that is the temple of your spirit. This is where you live. This is what you've been given as the vessel to walk through this life. And again, finding the gratitude for all that works most of the time. And then the learning that we get from the aches and the pains. And let's touch in with the heart space. How's your heart today? And where's the mind's attention? It's bringing it right here. And take a moment setting intention as we move deeper into fall. We're right here at that thin veil between the worlds. Noticing that any contact with people from the other side that you're aware of. And we're going to start as we do, taking a big inhale. Exhale your knees to the right and look left. and move your windshield wiper back and forth, just feeling that motion. Try to find the swivel from the tailbone to the crown of the head, making the movement smooth and easy, and just taking note, like, how does it feel, especially if you've been, challenged in the body recently. Like, how is this? Just this. Like, oh yeah, there's my back, there's my neck, there's my rib cage. Checking it out. And then we're going to start to float the arms up overhead. They're lying on the ground, but reach through your fingertips and keep going with windshield wiper. But just notice, oh yeah, you stretch the arms up and overhead, it changes a little bit. We're opening up the rib cage gently here, nice. And you're breathing. And again, anything that I suggest that doesn't work for you, feel free to modify. Let's take a couple more of these nice roll throughs. Well, they're not roll throughs. Those are our downward dog. These are our windshield wipers. And we're going to slowly come to center. And as you come to center, bring one hand to each knee and bring the knees in and start to circle your knees out. So taking them out in circles. It's like you're making big zeros with your hip joint, and the knees go wide. Like you're stirring the pot with each thigh bone. Nice, just like that. Just like that. Make it as wide as you can. And then we're gonna shift directions, rolling from out to in. And again, imagine the head of your femur bone, that big thigh bone, in the socket, and you're stirring, you're stirring the joint in essence. Let's take just another two. Noticing your lower back, maybe on the floor a little bit more. And then bring the knees in together and hug those knees. Lift your head up, squeeze the knees in. Feel that. How's that in your back, your ribs, and your neck? And slowly place your head down and straighten the legs straight up to the sky. The palms come down on the ground. And we'll do our little flicking. Bend and straighten and bend and straighten. Nice and easy. Spread the toes. Couple of these. Again, we're getting into the knees. And then next time you go straight with the legs, go wide together, bend, straighten. Wide together, bend, straighten. I'm taking that. And when you go wide, feel that tug at your inner groin. And can you, right here, engage the core to gently press the lower back into the ground so you've got nice, strong core. Your back isn't stressed. Few more of these. Yeah. Last two. Letting those inner groins open. And then next time you come together, just bend the knees, relax that. Interlace your hands behind your head and then take the legs straight up again. Lift your head and shoulder blades up off the ground and right leg comes down. We're just going to do this nice little core work. Left leg comes down, right leg comes up. So you're scissoring the legs. You're lifting the shoulder blades up off the ground. You're supporting your head so your neck feels good. And you're reaching into the balls of feet, breathing. Your lower back should be pressing into the floor so you're not stressing your back. Nice, you all look good there. A few more of these. Up and down. And just, again, paying attention. What do you notice? More than anything, what do you notice? Let's take the last two. Yeah. And then bring the legs up. Bend the knees, rest the head down, relax there. Hug those knees in a little higher and drop them over to the right and reach the left arm out to the left and look left. Just take this twist. Feeling into the twist. How is this in your neck, in your armpit, in your rib cage? And let's take a few big breaths here. So, one of the things, and I've said this a lot in our practices, we want to meet ourselves where we are as we are. Meeting ourselves where we are as we are, because that's what's happening, right? It's like, oh, we have to be with what is true, not be with what we'd like to be. So feel that. One more big breath. You're reaching into the left hand. And then lift that left leg up one, and then the right knee comes up. Just a little squeeze in again, and drop these over to the left. Reach the right arm out to the right. And let's look right. And again, feel this. How is this in your body? How about that lower back? Can you look to the right hand for your neck to get a little twist there? Modifying if you need to. And then how about this side of the rib cage? How is that with your breath? Nice big breaths here. And just thank your ribs for all they do, because they're protecting the whole heart space, some of those organs. It's like it's kind of an intense cage of protection. And then inhale, let's bring the knees back to center. Rock yourselves up to sitting. We're going to take one more little warm up with one heel in front of the pelvic floor and then the other one in front of that one. And we'll take our hands to our knees, and we know this one. So there you go, Denise. Hands are on the knees, we come forward, and here's our Sufi grind, just rolling it around. Roll around, your chin parallel to the ground. Can you reach the chest forward and hollow out the belly as you come around the back side? So reaching forward, hollowing and scooping out the belly as you come around the back side. And again, feel this. How about that lower back and rib cage and neck? And two more in the direction you're going. I'm just checking, where's your mind? Is it with what you're doing? And next time you come to the top of that turn, take it around to the other side. Let's start rolling around to the other side. And breathing. Nice, big, easy circles. Getting all those. So the intercostals are the muscles in between the ribs. We're getting a little bit of action with the intercostal muscles. Let's take another couple rolls this direction and slowly come up to sitting. And then last one, we know this one too. The hands right on the shoulders, elbows are lifted, and you're turning. One direction and then the other. The face goes with the front of the spine. You're not turning the neck. It's just right there. Yes. Lifting those elbows and turning at your own speed. What works for you today? And then doggy faces coming to lick. A few more of these. See where there's resistance or stuckness. Last couple. And slowly coming back to center. Okay, and let's just shake that out. And then we'll come up onto all fours. I'm just going to tilt my thing. Bring a block with you towards the top of the mat. Let's bring our hands to the top of the mat and walk the knees back. Curl the toes under and plant your hands like you're really rooted to the mat, as though someone's pulling your hips back, but you're resisting with your hands. And the forehead is on the floor, and you're breathing. And then we're going to inhale and roll up and come forward, and exhale and take it back. And just rolling through and up, and exhale, taking it back. And as you come up, round your back, really spread the shoulder blades. And then, nice, Andy, that's it. Coming forward into that back bend. So keep going here. Nice, Denise, that's beautiful. So take your time, feel it. Feel into, how is my body moving now? If it's been a minute, how is it now? What do I feel? And let's take one more. We'll come forward into the back bend, lift up out of those arms, lift your legs up, just feel that. And then let your tailbone lift you up, and come to downward dog and bend one knee deeply and really stretch that opposite leg. And then switch, bend the other knee deeply and switch and reach down through the heel. So keep going there, breathing, walking it out. So each step of the way, and I just want to say this to you guys, I have been really injured over the years teaching yoga. And one of the things I notice is to each pose that you come into, right? You want to really check in. How's this now? We've gone a little deeper. How is it? What do I need to adjust? What do I need to adjust? What's going to keep me safe, right? And then start to reach down through that left heel and lift the right leg up. And right there, again, check, how's that feel? And we're going to bend the knee to the nose and reach it up, and bend the knee to the nose and reach the leg up. And what I find is if I go slowly and give myself time, it's like, oh yeah, I can do that. But I have to really be mindful. And that's what our practice, to be super mindful, especially as, as we're getting older and it's not as easy to recover. 2 more. Reach it up, reach it back, bring it in, reach it up. And now step yourself through to a lunge. Let's find that lunge. Bring the back knee down. Yeah, bring that foot forward, Andy. That's perfect. And start to straighten the leg and walk yourself back. Flex the foot. Bow down here. Walk forward. Come into your lunge. And so we're going to take the hips back, straighten the leg, bow down. Walk forward, lift your chest, find a little bit of a back bend. Yes, nice, Denise. And back, take it back. So here it is, little hamstring action, a mindful movement. You're listening to those tender spots in your own body, but you're still working it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm still showing up. I'm still doing it. 2 more, back and forth. And last time we'll take it back. It's like, oh yeah. And coming forward, and now right here, get that right foot super planted. Walk your hands to the top of the right thigh. Pause, check the lower back. Let's relax the shoulders. Yeah, lift the breastbone, feel that. Put some weight into your back toes, and let's take those arms wide, the palms up, and then lift the arms up. Lift up, and as though you're holding that imaginary beach ball, take that ball back behind you a little bit and breathe and open your chest and feel those ribs and feel your neck and make sure your neck is okay. If looking up to the ceiling is too much of a crank on the neck, tuck the chin a little bit and breathe. And let's float the arms down, interlace the hands behind you and reach back. And again, just a little lift of the breastbone, open that up, checking rib cage, shoulders, neck, left groin, lower back. It's, it's going to get worse, people. So we've got to dial this in. And then you're going to either stay here or lift the back knee up and just a little straightening of that front leg. And here's a little strength work. Maybe we do this, maybe not. Choose what's right for you. Don't do it if it's like, no, I don't think so. That's totally fine. And then knee's going to come down and we're going to release back to downward dog. Step it back. Walk it out. Feel that. Okay, how was that in my body? I kid you not, the recovery is not worth the extra effort if we're going to mess ourselves up. And let's take 2 lift of the heels and then take 2 roll throughs. Like, oh yeah, here we go. Just to tell you, I developed this roll through because I couldn't do chaturangas because of a shoulder injury. So years ago, I made this roll through up. I'm sure other people do it, but I changed that. And then we're going to come to downward dog, right heel reaching down, really work that right leg. Lift the left leg up, feel that. And then bend the knee into the nose and knee to nose. and check in. This is where our presence with what we're doing is critical to keeping ourselves safe and, mindful in our practice and in our lives. Let's take a couple more of those. Yeah, Andy, reach and straighten that leg and hold it up just a second. Yes, like that, and then bring it in. And now we're gonna bring it in and step all the way through to your lunge. Bring that foot forward even more. Bring the knee down. You want that back thigh bone at a nice angle. Fingertips are on the ground. Yeah, Denise, you can walk that foot forward a little more if you can. And then take the hips back, straighten the left leg, flex the foot, walk forward, coming into your lunge. So back and forth. Take it back, bring it forward, take it back. Nice straight leg, bring it forward. I think the other thing about our practice over time is that we practice for different reasons at different times in our life, right? In our 30s and 40s, yoga, there's a little more ego. I want to get into the pose. I want to put my foot behind my head. Here we're like, oh yeah, I want to keep the joints juicy and everything working, So let's go back a couple more times. Breathing. Next time you come into your lunge, stay there. Coming forward, walk your hands to your knee, take a moment, shrug those shoulders down, tuck your chin a little bit, come into the lunge. So Denise, see if you can come into that lunge just a little more if it's okay with the groin. We're rolling that right hip bone in. Andy's going to relax the shoulders, shrug those shoulders. Oh yeah, there we go. Tuck your chin, and then let's take the arms wide, the palms up, and lift the arms up. And if it's too much for any reason on the shoulders or the ribs, bend the elbows. Otherwise, straighten those arms, reaching up. Maybe your gaze is looking to the sky. You're breathing, you're checking in. How's the weight in my left foot, the activation of my left quads and hamstrings? Nice. Am I reaching from my elbows to the wrists? How about those back toes? That right leg is working for support. Bring the arms down, interlace the hands behind the back, reach back, open it up, breathing here. And again, you might stay down, or maybe you lift that back knee up and a little straighten of the front leg and up and down. Maybe not. That's it, Jeff. Nice. Couple of those. Those of you who are down, just staying right there, opening the chest. Next time, let's bring that knee down, Jeff. Release the hands back to downward dog. And again, like, oh yeah, how's that feeling? Walk it out. Wiggle the hips. How's your lower back? And then let's take, yes, Denise, let's take those roll throughs, 2 roll throughs. Beautiful. Feeling into it. Nice. Check in, like, how am I doing? How is this feeling? Because if it's not feeling good, don't do it, but you guys look good. You look like you're okay. One last one. Let's take one last roll through. And then start to walk the feet to the middle of the mat. Bend the knees, walk the hands back, let yourself just fold forward here. Your belly right on your thighs, interlace those hands behind the back, reach the arms overhead, and a nice little inhale, lifting the sit bones, exhale, bending. So here's a little hamstring work. Bend and straighten, and bend and straighten. Arms reaching overhead. Let your head go. Shake out that head. Belly on the thighs. Yeah. And then bend the knees, drop the arms down, let the head shake out, and roll up to standing. Woo. Yeah, bring the head up last. And then let's roll those shoulders. Okay, lovelies, you're looking good. It's looking good. So I'm going to say we're going to do a little warm up of the legs, and you might want a block in front of you. Let's put it there. And this one is the one we have the feet, the toes almost together. I'll just show this. This is the one where we lift up on the tiptoes. We come down into the frog, right? And the heels lift. And the block is here because we're going to stay on the tiptoes. So we fold forward, and then when we come down, we're lifting the chest. So but you're on the tiptoes the whole time. You may not need the block. So let's have it there, and then we'll do it all together. So let's come to standing. The big toes are together. Your heels are a little wide. We're going to exhale, fold over, fingertips either on the ground or on a block. I actually like the low side of a block, out in front. And then right here, lift your heels, take the knees wide, sink the butt down, lift your chest. So there's that frog, right? And then we straighten the legs and you stay on the tiptoes and drop the head. And we're going to do this as fast as you can. Bending and lifting the head and just knees, and you're pumping the legs. That's it. Yes, go as fast as you can. So Denise, see if you can find a little faster, just a little bit. Lift your head, Denise. So when you come down, you're lifting your head up. No, even more. So look at me, Denise. So when you come down, you're lifting the chest. So you're folding, you're lifting, you're sinking the butt like that. Lift the head. The whole chest lifts up when you come down. Chest and yes, Andy, Kit, Jeff, yeah, and Denise still lifting that chest. Yes, like that. The knees go wide. Think about the frog. They're going wide out to the side, and you're pumping up and down and up and down. And we're going to keep going here a little bit more. You should start to feel like, oh my God, my thighs. Let's take 10 more of these. Breathing, head lifting, going as fast as you can, up and down and up and down. You're on the tippy toes. Just going to keep those heels lifted as much as you can. I know, just a little bit more. 5 more. Let's go 5 more. Nice breath going. And next time you straighten the legs, go ahead and just hang there, bend the knees a little bit. And then slowly roll up. Bring your head up last. Roll the head up at the very end. And just take a moment here. Feel your heartbeat. Feel that circulation. Notice the thighs. Like, oh, that was a lot of pumping. We're pumping those muscles and the blood. And then let's go ahead and open the eyes and come to the top of the mat. So hopefully you feel a little heat. And we are going to, we're going to do some slow sun salutations. So those of you who haven't been here for a little bit, that is what we've been doing. Coming back to that, and then a little bit of standing poses. So let's come to the top of your mat. Big toes together, the heels just an inch or two wide. Kit and Jeff are like, we're going to have coffee instead. No, just kidding. They're leaving. Palms are going to come together at the heart. And here's the trick, just like we did earlier, slowly, mindfully listening to each move that your body gives you feedback about, okay? So right here, let's go to the feet, spread the toes, find the 4 corners of the feet, the inner and outer foot. Let's draw the energy up the legs, drop the tailbone. Lift your breastbone and widen your collarbones. Slightly tuck your chin so the back of the neck is long. And then, with a big inhale, sweep the arms wide, looking up to the sky. The palms come together above the head. And pull the energy down. Exhale, folding over. Palms are together. You're coming to Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Maybe the hands come up to the shins. Exhale, bend the knees, step your left leg back into a lunge, bring the knee down, walk your hands to the top of that right thigh. And let's just come into that the lunge here. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, take the arms up, reach them up. and reach up and slightly back. We just did this move. And then exhale, hands down to the ground, step yourself to plank pose. Let's reach back, tuck your chin, reach into the heels, firm the navel towards the spine, lift the hips, Andy, just a smidge, just a smidgy smidge. Yes, rock towards the front of your toes and exhale to the belly. Hug those elbows in, come all the way to the belly, then point your toes. Lift your legs, lift your hands, find that little back bend. Hands come down by your ribs, palms on the ground, elbows back, and inhale to upward dog. Lift your knees up off the ground, widen the collarbones so the arms are straight. See if you can come up, maybe, maybe not. And then as you can, let's come back to downward dog. Breathing. In your downward dog, lengthen through the side waists, lengthen through those armpits. Yes, reach down the back of the legs right into the heels. And next exhale, step your left foot forward into a lunge. Let's bring the back knee down. Walk the hands to the top of that thigh. Shrug the shoulders down. Find the slight back bend and then reach the arms up to the sky, the palms facing each other. You're breathing. And pull your hands down, fingertips on the ground. Step the back foot forward and lift your spine up. Exhale, folding over Uttanasana. And on the inhale, take the arms wide, come all the way up to standing. The palms come together above the head. And exhale, hands to the heart. And again, inhaling, wide arms, looking up, palms together. Exhale, folding over, listening to your body. Inhale, long spine, maybe fingertips on the shins. Bring those shoulder blades down the back, Jeff. And then exhale, bend the knees, step the right foot back into your lunge. Yeah, bring that knee down. Walk the hands to the top of the thigh. Relax the shoulders. Let's see if we can come into that lunge a little. Andy's going to bend that knee just a smidge. And then with your steadiness, take the arms up. Feel that. Feel the reach. Feel the lengthening in the side waist, the rib cage. Nice, Denise. Beautiful. And exhale. Pull the hands down. Plant your hands. Step back to plank pose. If you need more support, you bring the knees down and cross the ankles. But if you're good with this, go ahead and yeah, nice, Kit. And then Kit, bring the hips forward a little bit so that there's no, yes, like that. Walk your hands forward an inch, Kit. There we go. And then we're gonna exhale to the belly all the way down. Point the toes, lift the chest, lift the legs. Nice. Hands come right by your rib cage, palms on the ground. And then press into your upward dog, There we go. Beautiful. Listening all the way. Exhale, downward dog. Nice, you guys. And breathe there for a moment, couple breaths. One of the other things I've noticed over the years is sometimes I will think, oh, I can't do that. And with the listening and this method of really paying attention, when we try it and we do it mindfully, sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, I can do that. So that's another side of this equation. So right leg's gonna step forward, step that foot forward. Find your grounding, yeah, there you go. Bring the back knee down. Andy, bring that foot forward a little more. Walk the hands to the top of the thigh, get grounded. And then as you're ready, sweep the arms and feel it from the hips, through the sideways. Jeff, beautiful. Through the rib cage, through the armpits, from the elbows, a slight look up to the sky. Nice, Andy, beautiful adjustment. Turning those palms to face each other, breathing. Denise is gonna reach from those elbows just a little tiny bit more. Oh yes. And then pull the hands down like they're going through water, fingertips on the ground. And step the back foot forward and lift your spine and take your time. And exhale and fold over Uttanasana. Yes. Inhale, take the arms wide, come all the way up, reach like you are your winged bird. You're looking up, palms are together, and you pull the hands down right to the heart. And we're going to take that one more time each side. So I'm going to watch you guys because you look great. Let's take the arms up. Inhale, nice wide sweep, looking up, palms together. Reach from the feet. Exhale, folding over. Listen all the way. Pull it down. Listen to your back. Listen to your hamstrings. Nice, Jeff. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Now right here, reach through the sternum bone and bring those shoulder blades down the back. Denise, beautiful. Oh yes, exhaling, left leg back into that lunge. Bend the knees a little bit. Step back, bring the knee down, get stable. Walk the hands to the top of that thigh. Andy, bring that foot forward just a little bit more, that front foot. And then let's come in, reach the arms up, coming into that lunge. Yes, palms facing each other. Maybe the face turns to the sky just a little bit for the neck. And with that same mindfulness, pull the hands down, step back to to plank pose. Stepping to plank, get really long. If you need the knees down, you do that, cross the ankles. There we go, bring those hips forward a little bit, Kit. And then big inhale and exhale, chest, belly, thighs, landing, elbows in. And right there, you straighten the legs and lift the chest and the legs and the hands, Shalabhasana. And you're gonna slide your hands right by your lower ribs, palms down, and press into that upper dog. Nice, Andy, wide collarbones. Kit, beautiful. And exhale, downward dog. And feel it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm back. Breathing. It's amazing how we roll through so much, like, oh, the pain, and then the no pain, and the pain, and the no pain. So just as a reminder, whichever leg goes back comes forward. We're going to step with the left foot forward, bringing that back knee down, getting stable. Find your way to stability and then float the arms up. So you don't have to put your hands on that knee. It's mostly about getting stable. Let the face turn from your spine, from your tailbone. And exhale, pull the hands down, stepping forward with the back foot. Step it forward, lift the spine. Nice, Kit. Exhale, folding. Uttanasana, shifting the weight slightly forward. Inhale, wide arms, reach them wide, reach to the sky, bring the palms together, looking up to the sky if it's okay with the neck. Exhale, hands to the heart. And then last round here, sun salutation. Inhale, take the arms wide, look up. Exhale, folding over from hinging at the hip crease, folding over. Inhale, nice long spine, reach that sternum bone forward, slide the shoulder blades down the back, and bend the knees, step back with the right foot. Step it back, get long, bring the knee down, stabilize, and then float your arms up, reaching up. Yes, palms are facing each other. Exhaling, plank pose. Reaching forward. If you need to bring the knees down, you do. And then exhale all the way to the belly, chest, belly, thighs. Yes. Straighten those legs, lift the hands, lift the chest, lift the legs, Shalabhasana. Nice long reach through the inner thighs to the feet. And then bring the hands down by your lower ribs, hug the elbows in, inhale, upward dog. Beautiful. Exhale, downward dog. Oh, the wrists. Back to downward dog. Okay, that was the right leg, right? Okay, good. We're gonna step the right leg forward, just checking. Right leg forward, back knee comes down, stabilize, float those arms up, reaching up, reach from the tailbone, reach from the hips, reach to the fingertips. Exhale, folding down with those hands. Step that back foot forward, lift your spine. Exhale, fold over, bowing forward. And inhale, wide arms come all the way up, palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. And bring your hands down by your thighs. Turn the palms forward and just feel into where the weight of your body is in your feet. Can you find the balance between the balls of your feet and the heels, and then the inner and the outer foot? Noticing the engagement of your legs. And then as you travel up the body, widen the collarbones, float the shoulder blades down the back. Extend a little bit from the elbows to the fingertips without finding rigidity, but just an effort. And then let's relax that. Just shake that out. And step wide on your mat. We're going to bring a block. You may or may not need that block. On the low side. And let's have the heels, the outer edges of the feet parallel to one another. Hands are up here on the hips. We're going to take a big inhale. And as you exhale, fold over from the hips. Fingertips are on the ground. That block, we don't quite need it yet. Jeff, see if you need that block. Right here, sternum bone reaching forward. Shoulder blades drawing down the back. Shift the weight slightly forward to the balls of the feet. And then hinging from your hips, let yourself just fold forward. And the hands start to walk in between the feet. And the crown of the head starts to come down towards the ground. But you're keeping your spine nice and long. And you're keeping the legs nice and straight. Yes, that's it. And then hug the elbows in towards each other a little bit. Nice, Denise, just like that. Feel into your feet, everybody. Can you lift the inner arches of the feet and extend energy down the outer legs to the outside arches of the feet? So you should feel that quite a bit in your legs. And it's just a nice extension of the spine. And from here, we're going to walk our hands out underneath the shoulders. If you need a block, bring it in and place the right hand down on that block. And let's twist open to the left, reaching the left arm up. And breathing here and looking to the sky with your head. And then look back down to your right foot. So we're going to turn the neck, looking up and looking back. And looking up and looking back. So turning your head as you can. Right arm is really strong here, pressing down. Yes, beautiful. So, all of this, we know this, it's all connected. Let's look up, and next time you look down, bring the left hand down, place it down on the floor or the block, turn to the right, reach that right arm up, and then turn head and look up and look back to your left foot. And yes, and just see what you can do. The range, nice, Andy, beautiful. Yeah, you all look great here. Breathing, the palm, that top palm, the palm is facing the same direction as your face. Next time you look down, let's take it one more time to each side. Bring the top hand down, roll down and round to the other side. Nice. The top palm is facing the same direction as your face, and then you're turning the head. So Denise, you're going to bring the right hand down now and turn to the left, taking the left arm up if it's okay. And again, if it's too much, so the bottom arm is straight. You want to straighten that bottom arm and turn the spine and turn your neck as much as you can, listening to your body. One more turn of the head, and then top arm comes down and you replace the bottom arm. Straighten that bottom arm, turning open to the right. Nice. And then turning your head, working the neck here. That's it. Last couple turns. And then bring that top hand down. Move your block if you're using one and just hang. Bend the knees a little bit. Let it be easy. Just like, oh yeah, I'm just going to hang. I'm bending the knees a little. Letting that spine kind of release. And then start to walk your hands around to whatever you consider the top of your mat. Step back to downward dog. And take a couple of roll throughs. Rolling through a couple times. Yeah. Next time you come back to downward dog, bring the knees down, take them wide, come to child's pose. And just keep the arms out, relax the elbows, child's pose. Check in how you feel. How's your back? How are your ribs? How's your neck? What do you notice? And then from here, let's walk the hands back a little bit. Widen your knees just a smidge. You're going to lift up a little bit. And then we're going to walk ourselves over to the left. Left hand on the ground, right hand on that left hand. And then bring your head down. It's a stretch through the right rib cage and lower back. So you're going to roll your right side of the rib cage down. So Kit, just pay attention to not too much stretch. Feeling into that. And the knees are kind of wide. Denise, you might take the knees a little wider if you can. Okay, got it. Breathing. And notice how this feels. You know, what's the tug in your lower right side of your back, the right side waist, the right rib cage, the right armpit? One last breath here. And just start to lift the head a little bit. Walk yourself to the middle and then walk around over to that right side, right hand down, left hand on top. Taking your left ribs, kind of rolling them down a little bit. Breathing. Checking in, how's this side different than the other side? And then coming back to center slowly. Let's come back to center. Lift yourself up a little bit and then bring the knees together and let's come up to sitting, just sitting right there on your shin bones. And we're going to bring our hands right out to the knees and round your back and lift your heart. Just a little round and stretch and round and arch. And again, feeling that like, oh, what is going on here? Last two. And then let's release there, coming to neutral. And shift yourselves over to the hips and bring the legs out. And let's start to move towards Shavasana. So if you've got a bolster, bring it out. If you've got eye pillow and blanket and all that stuff, we're going to bring our legs over the bolster. Before we totally relax, you know, get situated, but then bring your feet back up onto that bolster and let's roll the knees side to side, turning the head, taking windshield wiper again. Yeah. Make sure you're warm enough. There you go. And feel this windshield wiper as you close your practice. Like, oh, how is this? You know, what happened in this practice for you? That's it. And starting to settle in and feel into your own completion of that movement. And maybe when you're ready, let's go ahead and find an eye pillow and you can put that on. Make sure you're warm enough. Stretch the legs out over the bolster. Yeah, and settle in. And this is this time of rest, like giving yourself some rest. And we are going to close with this poem called Getting Up Early by Anne Porter. Just as the night was fading into the dusk of morning, when the air was cool as water, when the town was quiet, and I could hear the sea, I caught sight of the moon, no higher than the rooftops. Our neighbor, the moon, an hour before the sunrise. She glowed with her own surprise, gold in the gray of morning, world without town or forest, without wars or sorrows. She paused between two trees, and it was as if in secret, not wanting to be seen, she chose to visit us so early in the morning. Our neighbor, the moon, an hour before the sunrise, she glowed with her own sunrise, gold in the gray of morning, with world without town or forest, without wars or sorrows. She paused between two trees, and it was as if in secret, not wanting to be seen, she chose to visit us so early in the morning. So let that breath deepen and circle back to feeling your back body on the ground, the back of your skull, the slight curve of the neck, your shoulder blades and rib cage. Notice the slight curve of the lower back, the hips and sit bones on the ground. Traveling down the legs with the knees bent and the heels on the ground. and let go into the ground on the exhales. Just remember your own intention for today and checking in how you feel after this practice. How is your body, your heart, your mind? And as you're ready, bend the knees and slowly roll to the side and just pause there on the side. And come on up to sitting. And as you come up to sitting, bring the head up last. And let's just take a moment to close. Finding that centered place. We'll bring the palms together at the heart, offering our practice for the benefit of all beings. And bow your head towards your heart. Namaste. All right, lovelies.